Guys, so what I'm going to be doing in this video here today, I'm going to be going through how to play Yu-Gi-Oh in 2021. Basically, I'm just going to go through everything start to finish, guys. How to play the game, how the entire game works, how to do all the different type of summons and different type of moves. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching this back recorded, whether it be on YouTube or Twitch. Please make sure you guys get subscribed and follow the channels. I make helpful videos, tips, and tricks just like how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I do deck profiles, I do unboxing, I do all kind of different stuff here on YouTube and Twitch. We're pushing for 500 subscribers on my YouTube channel, so if you guys are not subscribed, please make sure you guys get subscribed. Remember, once we hit 500 subscribers here on YouTube, guys, I'll be giving away 3 sealed booster boxes, so definitely consider getting subscribed. If you guys have any other ideas for content that you would like to see me make, please let me know down below, down in the comment section. Any other type of particular builds, or whether it be deck profiles or strategy, just let me know. But what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to go through and just go through, really just how to play. But so if you wanted this video is for you, this video is going to be more for, just yet again how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you feel like you're a new player, or you're thinking about playing the game, or maybe you're a seasoned player that's maybe you haven't played in 2 or 3 years or 5+ years, this video is going to be really a good video for you. So make sure you just, guys, stick through the video. I'll list down on when I upload this to YouTube, guys. Check down in the description. I'll also list timestamps. You'll be able to see different timestamps of certain parts I go over. I recommend you guys watch this video probably 2 or 3 times if you're new or just getting back into the game. That'll help out a lot as well. I've got a whole series on YouTube as well, how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! More than just this one video that I'm doing here, so I would consider watching some of those other videos as well, but this is definitely going to be more of like a all-in-one type video, guys. Alright. So I think what we'll do, we'll go second, guys. So we'll let them kind of do his thing. We'll go second. So normally to go first in Yu-Gi-Oh! Usually you can play like rock, paper, scissors. Some people usually play like in person, they'll roll like a dice, and whoever gets the highest number will go first. Things like that. That's usually more of the standard way if you go to a tournament. Usually most people roll dice, and whoever has the highest number, would go first. Alright, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and just kind of start breaking things down start to finish. If you guys have any follow-up questions about anything I go over in the video, please let me know down below in the comments. I'll be more than happy to respond to any comments, whether it's follow-up videos you guys would like to see made, or just something that I did on the game that maybe you had a follow-up question on, or whatever it may be. Okay. Alright, so how the game starts, guys, like I said, you play rock, paper, scissors here on the online version. In this case I won, so I chose to go second. When you go first, guys, you only draw 5 cards. So that is the advantage of going first, is basically you can go ahead and try and build your board before your opponent gets to kind of do anything. The advantage of going second, right, we get to draw the extra cards, so you guys can see I have 6 cards. So we get to draw the card for our turn, and we also get to attack. So that's basically the advantage of going second, is you get to attack, and you also get to draw an extra card for your turn. Now in the Varus that we're dueling, if we don't OTK him this turn, he'll get to draw another card, and vice versa. Each time it's your turn, you'll get to draw a card. So what you guys are kind of looking at is the overall field in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'll go through and break down the field zones, and then I'll go through my hand, and we'll go from there. So these top 2 zones are the extra monster zones, where you guys see my cursor going back and forth. These are where you can put mostly your link monsters are going to go. We'll get into links and stuff like that. But you can put others like synchros or exceed monsters, and yet again I'll explain more what those are as we'll play several of them throughout the duel. But that's really what they're here. You can only use one of the zones. You can pick which one. If your opponent's already using one, you're forced to use the other. There are card effects where they can lock you out of using the other ones. I've seen a few people do. I've had it very rarely happen to me in some of my ranked duels. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about that. It's extremely rare that would happen. For the most part, you're gonna have that extra zone to be able to use. The next one, guys, is these where you see my cursor going back and forth here in these 5 zones. These are what's known as your monster zone field. So these are where you put your monsters in attack mode. When you summon, you can only put them in face-up attack or face-down defense. You can't do face-up attack. So just remember, if you put it in attack mode, it's got to be face-up attack. If you put it in defense, it has to be face down defense when you're summoning it from your hand, for example. Down below that, you'll see the next cards, these 5 zones below the monsters, where I'm going back and forth now, are your spell and trap card zone. So these are where you would play them. The ones at the very far end where you see where it's got the little blue, and this one that's got the red, these are for your pendulum monsters, guys. This deck doesn't use pendulums. I'll do a separate part towards the end of videos specifically on pendulums. So I'll go over pendulums towards the end. I'll use a different deck and break down pendulums. So if you're curious to that, like I said, make sure you check the timestamps for specific stuff that you're looking for me to go over. I'll try and condense this down as much as I can, but don't want it to be really not missing anything. The next zone over here, guys, this is your graveyard. This is going to be your remove from play. This is obviously going to be my deck. Remember, your deck has to have at least 40 cards, no more than 60 cards if you're doing, if you're looking to go to a tournament or a ranked duel, something like that, especially if you're like me, you do a lot of online ranked duels. Your extra deck, the most it can have is 15 cards, guys. You don't have to have an extra deck. We'll go through some of our extra deck cards and play a lot of them throughout the duel. The next one is the field zone. You can see that Varus has already played his boot sector launch. He's already played that field zone. The one thing that's changed over the years is now both players can have a field spell activated, guys, at the same time. So when I play mine, we'll go ahead and play mine, for example. You'll notice that his is not destroyed like it used to. So that's one thing that's changed over the years. So just kind of keep that in mind. So I went and played that. You guys can tell it's a field spell by the icon at the very top. If you'll look where it's got the little star symbol in the upper right hand corner, that lets you know it's a field spell by that icon. The other ones I have, I'll go ahead and activate all 3 of them to get them out of my hand. All 3 of these I'm activating, guys, are continuous spell cards. When you activate a continuous spell card, it'll stay face up in the in your spell and trap card zones. We drew a lot of them, which is perfect for us for the counter, so this will help speed up this video a lot, so that's fantastic. You guys can tell they're continuous by the infinity symbol in the far right, so that's how you'll be able to tell it's a continuous spell card. And if it was a continuous trap card, it would have the same icon to you, so just kind of keep that in mind. So what we'll go ahead and do, guys, you can see these are our monster cards. Any monster that's 5 or it's between 5 and it's like basically 5 and higher. Well, 5 through 6 needs at least 1 tribute. 7 and higher is going to need at least 2. So just kind of keep that in mind. We won't do any really tributes. Very rarely anyone does any tributes on the game. So mostly we're just going to be kind of just cycling cards in a sense. And as you notice, for each of these cards that I play, guys, if you're not familiar with the 6 Samurai deck, I love using this deck to teach people because it's a very basic deck. It's very straightforward, and the cards are very easy to understand. So if you're looking into getting to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or starting, this would be a good deck to really do, in my opinion, because it's very basic. It's very cut and dry. So all of our gets counters, and what we can do is our gateway allows us to basically keep pulling cards from the counters. So what we'll go ahead and do, guys, we're going to go ahead and do our first Link summon. We're going to summon out our Zold. So how Link monsters work, because I get this question a lot in my live streams and other videos I've done. So we'll talk about Links a good bit, guys. And I'll do several, so don't worry, this won't be the only one I'll do. Is you need, like if you look on the, I'll just kind of go and play it. So basically with Links, you send the monsters from your field to the graveyard. And then this is where this zone comes out, this extra monster zone. They have to go here, guys. At least the first one does. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and activate her effect, and we'll come back to me breaking her down. Let's see, who do we want? I'll just pull a Kaigeki Light Normal. Alright, so you guys can see where she's here, and then she's got these 2 red arrows. What these red arrows mean for the Link monsters, now I'm allowed to Link summon in this zone here, and this zone here. So where you see those red arrows pointing, without those red arrows, I'm not able to Link summon anywhere else except for this, which means I would be forced to use her as a material. So it's important that you keep that in mind. The same thing's true like if some of the cards like Sir Yugioh that we'll play, or Appaloosa later on in the duel. They can point to your opponent's side of the field, guys. So that means your opponent can you know, use that extra zone that you're opening up to play like Succession, which is like a spell card that's kind of like a monster reborn in a sense, to bring back a monster from their graveyard since you've opened up that zone. So it's stuff like that that you want to make sure that you're keeping in mind. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card, guys, so we're not losing counters. One of the effects of Gateway is we can remove 4 counters anywhere on the field, guys, and we can add one of our 6 Samurai monsters from our deck or our graveyard to our hand. We're going to go ahead and pull Kaizen. Alright, so then what we're going to do is then we're going to... Let me go ahead and do this so you guys can kind of see the Shogun's effect. So we're going to play Battle Shogun. The deck's really very focused on him, guys, because what he does, he normally lets us allow us to pull Gateway, but we luckily drew an insane hand this time. So, but you can see he's made by two warrior monsters, including a 6 samurai monster. So we just have to have at least one, which we do, which is our Fuma, and our Zold is going to be the other warrior. So we have the requirements to play him. If you'll look down at the bottom, you'll see where he's got the 2 red arrows as well, same as for a Zold, and then you'll see where he's a link rating 2, which lets us know he's played with 2 monsters. We'll play some of the higher links later on, so you'll get to see them, like Saryuja and Appaloosa, so you can understand more of the higher levels as well too. Alright, so our Battle Shogun, you see we can either zone. I'm going to just put him back here, guys. It doesn't matter, you could do either one. The only way it would matter, like if your opponent's, you know, deck, or they had some card that would make a difference in a sense. But that's not going to be the case for us. We're going to go ahead and use Battle Shogun's effect. We'll get rid of the Kaigeki, guys. We get to add another card, which is even more insane. So I'm just going to pull another Dojo for us. So we're going to activate said Dojo, guys. So that gives us even more counters. So basically we can do whatever we want. So like I said, this will be very helpful, so it won't take the video as long for me to go through and break down. So since I have another 6 samurai on the field, guys, I can special summon Kaizen from my hand. And then as you can see, we get all of these extra counters. For each counter that we get on here too, our opponent loses an extra 100 attack points, guys. By the end of this video, we'll probably have around 20 to 30. I'll try and not make it too long, so it'll probably be around 20 or so counters. So meaning they would lose 2,000 attack if they were going to get a turn. We're not going to give them another turn, but yeah. Alright, so I think what we'll do, guys, is I think we'll go ahead and do... Let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and pull our other Kaizen. Oh, there we go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through, and I'm going to play Kaizen. Then we're going to do our first. I want to go ahead and let me go. Well, actually, I should go ahead and play. We're going to go ahead and link summon again, actually, first, guys, because I need to get the cards to go for... Or do I want to... We kind of really have enough cards. I actually don't have to do that. Let's see. I think I'll still do it anyway. So I think we'll go into... Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to just do my normal stuff, guys. So we're going to go ahead and link summon again. We're going to play another Shogun. You see where it just opened up only those 2 zones, because that's the only place I can play him. So he has to go in one of the 2 spots. That's essentially just I'll tell you link summon, guys. So we'll continue to keep doing more of those summons. Alright, so I think what we'll do next is we're going to do our first Exceed summon, guys. So let's do that. So let's look at how Exceed monsters work. I don't know why the cursor's being all kinds of crazy. But yeah, please let me know down below in the comments if you guys like videos like this, or what other videos like this you would like to see from me. I try and make my channel based around helping new players and, you know, people, just trying people getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And just trying to do some tips and tricks. So if you guys have any ideas, or you think that'd be a good video for me to make around one of your questions, just definitely let me know down below in the comments. Alright, so we're going to need a bunch of different monsters. We got him. Alright, so yeah, let's bring out the ones what we're doing. But yeah, we're going to have so many counters by the end of this, guys. It's going to be ridiculous. Alrighty. Let our counters go through, and then we're going to XYZ Summon. So how the XYZ monsters work, I'm going to go ahead and do it because it's easier to show you. So in this case, for our for Shadow, he's made with 2 level 4 6 Samurai monsters. So what they do, guys, so we're going to use both Kaizens because obviously they're both level 4s. You can see the stars. Each star counts for a level. Alright, and we're going to put them in the far corner. That's the one thing that's changed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, guys. The zones matter, so it's very important where you place your monsters. The same thing for your spell and trap cards too, face down. So it's very important where you're putting in the zones versus before it really didn't matter. Our cards actually stack on the card, and we use them as card effects. So that's what our Kaizens are, guys. So they're actually under our Shadow, and that's how you use Shadow as effect. You can see it has a quick effect, and the quick effects. What quick effects are, just kind of in a nutshell, guys, they're monster card effects that you can use on your turn and also your opponent's turn. So that's how quick effects work, and that's how the XYZ monsters work. They just use the cards basically attached to them to be able to activate and resolve their effects. Alrighty, I'm going to try and speed up a little bit here, guys. We'll go ahead and pull good old Grandmaster. Alright, then we're going to pull back the last Kaizen in the graveyard, guys. I really didn't have to do all this, but I wanted to show you guys how, not just how the deck works, but also it sense to you how to play higher level links. And this is normally what I would do to go through to do the combo. I didn't necessarily have to do this much since we had all of these extra counters, but it makes the most sense. That way I don't make any mistakes, and then I have to try and refilm the video all over again. So better be safe than sorry. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play Kaizen again, guys. So now we have enough to play Saryuja, which is why we did all of this. So we're going to go look at Saryuja, and then I'm going to play him, guys. There he is. So here's Saryuja, guys. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see, right, he's got 2800 attack, and he's a Link level 4. So this means he's made with at least 4 different, with 4 monster cards. But what we're going to see happen when I go to play him, I'll go ahead and play him because it just makes easier sense for you seeing it on the screen. So I'm going to click on our Battle Shogun. Now you see when I do Battle Shogun, it asks me if I want to treat him as 2 materials. The reason it asks me if I want to treat him as 2 materials, remember, if he's a Link, Link rating 2. So that's why I can treat him as 2. In this case, since I want specifically the 3rd and the 4th effect, I'm going to say no and only count him as 1. I could say yes, and we would only need 3 monsters essentially to play Saryuja, since we are using another Link monster that's a rank rating 2. But we're not going to do that, guys. I want to play all 4. So we're going to use our Battle Shogun, our Kaizen, our Grandmaster, and Shadow. And they're all going to be sent to the graveyard. Remember, when you link summon, guys, they all go to the graveyard. And you'll see he has a lot more arrows. So he has 4 arrows since he's a Link 4. And just like we talked about before, guys, see the only spots are open are there and there. So we're going to bring out Saryuja. And then you'll notice his effect activates. So his effect is going to activate for us to draw 4 cards. And 3 of them have to go back into the deck, guys. So we really don't need... We don't need an Upstart Goblin. We don't need a Living Fossil. We really don't need Reinforcement because I can pull any card that I want. Essentially. So yeah. Alrighty. So we can do several different things at this point. Alright, so we've done that, guys. So I don't want to make the video too long. So let's go for... let's see. We'll go ahead and use his effect. We'll go and play Hatsume from our hand. And we'll get even more counters, guys. Not that we need them. But yeah, if you guys haven't had a chance to check out my deck profile on this deck, definitely check that out. It's definitely the #1 video for my channel. It's my 6 Samurai deck profile. be a good video for you guys to watch that and me doing some test hands. Obviously, I'm pretty much doing some test hands now, but that may be some good stuff too if you're interested in learning more about the 6 samurais. Just to throw that out there. Alright, let's see. What do we have in the graveyard, guys? We have Fuma. Alright, what she does, guys, is we can remove... Let's go ahead and do that, make it quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and use her effect. I'm going to remove our Kaigeki and our other Kaigeki. So we're going to move both of our Kaigekis from play, guys, and her effect is to special summon one of the 6 samurais from the graveyard. To speed things up, I'm just going to play Fuma. I'm not going to do all my full combos, but I really just want to showcase, really yet again, mostly how to play the game. So the reason I wanted to bring out Fuma, so you guys can see where for Fuma, it says Warrior Tuner. He's a tuner, so to play what's called the Synchro monsters, you need essentially what's called a monster that's a tuner. In this case, Fuma is exactly that. So that's why I brought him back, guys, to make it quicker. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring... we're going to add back to our hand. I don't know, the cursor's being all kind of jumpy tonight. We're going to add back our Kaizen so we can special summon him again, and then I'm going to use him and Fuma to Synchro Summon. So when you go to Synchro Summon, guys, it's based on levels. So in this case, I'm going to play a Synchro level 5. There we go. So our legendary Shin, he's a level 5. As you guys can see, the 5x stars. For him, since Fuma's a 1 and Kaizen's a 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. So that's how I'm able to play him. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Special Summon. We're going to go ahead and bring him out. Alrighty. And that's how you guys would Synchro Summon. So that's so you can see how Synchros work. And you can see we've already got him down to 0 attack. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish this duel up. Let's go ahead and get rid of... We're going to lose a lot of counters. Let's see... How do I want to do this? It really doesn't matter, because... Alright, so I'm going to send them... Normally I wouldn't do this if this was a live match, of course, guys, but the whole point of this is to show you how to play. So with sending our dojo to the graveyard, guys, it has another effect. We can special summon... monsters equal to the number of stars. So we have way more monster level counters on there than any monster we had in the deck. So we only needed three of the counters to play this, so we lost a lot of counters really for essentially no reason. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use Mizuho's effect. I'm going to get rid of our Hatsume, guys. She's going to go to the graveyard to use her effect. We're going to get rid of his Mass Dragon, because Mass Dragon has an effect when he's destroyed by battle. He gets to special summon another dragon to his side of the field with 50, I think it's 1500 attack or less. Yeah, 1500 attack or less. So that'll keep him from cycling cards, so we can go strictly for an OTK. Then what I'm going to do is then we're going to bring out our Flame Swordsman. And you guys can see, remember, we still only have these 2 zones open. Alrighty. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to do. Let's see. We played the higher level for you guys. I could go through and play them, but I don't want to waste any time with that. We Synchro Summon. I think that's pretty much it, guys. We'll go ahead and call it for this one. We'll go ahead and attack and go for game. There's a lot more, obviously, I could do, but at this point, right, I don't want the video to be too long, so that's good enough to show you guys how to play the game, how the game works, in a sense, and how, you know, how to link summon and how to do all the, essentially most of all the important summons, at least the most people are confused about, especially the link summon. So, alrighty, guys, so what we're going to do in this part, I'm going to go through pendulum monsters, how the pendulums work. So if that's something you've had questions about or anything like that, hopefully this part of the video answers those questions. For some reason I don't cover something, or maybe you're still not fully sure, please let me know down below in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. So definitely do that. Alright, perfect. So we drew the perfect hand for us, guys, to show off the pendulums. So I'm just going to kind of break them down, and then I'll actually go in and we'll actually do a pendulum summon first turn. So that's fantastic. We drew a perfect hand for me to be able to showcase how the pendulums work, essentially. So that's fantastic. So remember, guys, these two scales are very important, the blue one and the red one. These are where your pendulum monster cards goes. Remember, they're treated as spells. So if they have like Naturia Beast, you guys saw, I didn't use it in the 6 Samurai, but I have it in the 6 Samurai deck, we just didn't play it. Remember, Naturia Beast negate spells. So if they have like Naturia Beast out, they can negate this when we go to put them in the zone, because they're treated as spell cards. And same as if you have anything else to negate or destroy spell cards, that's how you're going to be able to get rid of them and stop them from being able to pendulum summon Essentialists, and they've got another card to put in the zone, of course. When you go and look at the monsters, I'll make it bigger so you guys can see. Where you look for number 7, where he's got the blue and the red arrows, those are the scales, guys. So where you see the 10 that's below the blue and the red, those will let you know basically the scale. So how these work, essentially, I'll go ahead and play it so it'll make more sense. It doesn't matter which zone you put them in, it's not going to affect it one way or the other. So it doesn't matter. Alright, and we're going to place the other one here. Alright, so we can essentially pendulum summon, guys. But we only get number 3's effect when he's normal summoned, so we want to make sure we normal summon him. I'm going to make sure I actually activate Foolish Burial first. We want to put number 1 in the graveyard. We can get a chance probably to combo with him later on. And we'll go ahead and activate our Field Spadar. But when you pendulum summon, guys, what I could do is if I wanted to pendulum summon, I could pendulum summon the Despot 3 from our hand. But we're actually just going to summon him. We'll do some more stuff here in a little bit, but this is a good way so you guys can kind of at least see that. Alright, we get a special summon from the deck. So we're going to bring out number 2, guys. And then we'll actually be able to pendulum summon. Alright, so we're going to activate his effect. When he's special summon, we get to pull a card from our deck to our hand. I think we will pull out, guys. Let's pull out. We'll pull out number 6. Alrighty, we'll leave that. Alright, so we'll pendulum summon, guys. With pendulum summon, you can only pendulum summon once per turn. That's another important factor as well. Now, there are some card effects that will allow you to pendulum summon more than once. But other than that, the standard rule is, you can only pendulum summon once. If they don't have any additional card effect, your opponents or you are going to be able to pendulum summon only once. So just kind of keep that in mind. And you'll see when I go to pendulum summon, I have that in my hand. Despot number 6, we'll play him. Alrighty. So we're going to put him here. And you notice I could have put him anywhere on the zone. Alright. Change his battle position. We really don't want to do that, so we choose not to activate his effect. If our opponent had something, we could do that. Let's see. I think... yeah, so I think we'll do that, guys. We'll end our turn because we have his effect to kind of help save them. But it's a very interesting deck. If you guys have never looked at this deck, I think this is probably a very good deck for beginners, especially if you're trying to understand more of the pendulums. I'll go more over the pendulums as we go through, guys. So he's gonna play. I don't have any of the cards to protect them either. I should have. Alright, so they're all going to be destroyed, guys. So a good thing I guess that did happen, because I could explain with him going there. So when your pendulum monsters are destroyed, guys, they actually go to face up in your extra deck. They don't go to the graveyard. So we're going to be able to pendulum summon because we still have both of them in the zone, and it's a new turn, so we're able to pendulum summon. Remember again, once a turn. So we're going to be able to bring out him, and we're going to be able to bring out our number 5 as well. It always looks really cool when it does that. Alright, so since he is coming from the extra deck, guys, when they come from this way, it's very important because you have to put him here. So these were your link monsters come into place. If we had played, if we had a link monster out that opened up these other zones, we could bring out additional ones from, if we had more than just, you know, number 6 here. But since essentially we don't have any link monsters, we could only play one pendulum monster that was, you know, that was in our extra deck in a sense, that was sent there because it was destroyed. Hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But essentially that's how they work, since for the ones that come the ones that come back from the extra deck. So just kind of keep that in mind. Since we special summon twice, guys, we get to bring out number 1, which is why I put him in the graveyard with our Foolish Burial. So that's fantastic. Alrighty. Alright, so we'll go into battle, guys. So we'll go into, he's got 1200 unfortunately, so we'll have to attack with number 1. Let's see, none of them have any other effects too, so we don't have anything else to stop that, unfortunately. So we'll have to end our turn, guys. We'll have any way to get around that, and he'll get to use his Dragon's effect to special summon another one during the end phase. But yeah, there's really not much to the pendulums. They seem kind of confusing, and they can do a lot of rapid summons, but not too many people use pendulums, guys. But like I said, this is a very fun deck. Most people that use it are more of like mostly like the spell counter decks. Use a lot of the pendulums, other than like the despots. I'm trying to think of anything else, but I'm drawing a blank at the moment, unfortunately. But those are the main ones I see, especially when I do ranked duels these days. Or it's going to be those main two. Usually just specifically the spellcaster. Alright, we got number 4, so that's fantastic. Alright, so we'll Pendulum Summon, we'll just do it to play him from our hand. Remember, we can't play number 5 because remember our zone is full up here. If it was empty, we would be able to play him. So this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. But we can't play him since, you know, number 6 is in the zone. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, if I had summoned him, like if I had summoned number 4, for example, just straight up normal summoned him, then linked him away into one of our links, then we could have pendulum summoned, then brought out number 5. We could have done that. That was definitely an option too. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do, I think we'll enter battle phase. We're gonna attack him. We should have enough to over jump him. I hope so, at least. Oh yeah, 47. Alrighty, and we will end our turn, guys. But that's essentially how pendulums work, guys. I'll probably go ahead and cut the video off here. But yeah, if you guys would like to see any more videos like this or anything like that, please let me know down below in the comments. Like I said, I didn't want this to be too long, so I'll just go ahead and kind of wrap up here. Remember, if you're not yet subscribed, please get subscribed. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really will help out the channel a lot. Remember, we're pushing towards those 500 subs, guys. So once we get there, you know, I'll be able to give away those 3 sealed booster boxes, and we get closer and closer to hitting those. You know, our ultimate goal, of course, is eventually, you know, hitting those 1,000 subscribers, and really, you know, pushing and continue to go in from there. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know down below in the comments. But I hope you guys really found this video very helpful. But let me know down below in the comments. Please make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Hopefully you guys didn't find the video too long. But I did the best I could to make sure that I included all of the main stuff to answer your guys' questions. But I appreciate you guys taking the time out, if you're not, to watch this video. That'll be the end of this video, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your night, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.